Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and a new card making video. Today I am playing with a brand new die set from the latest Trinity Stamps release. It is the Oh So Spooky Gnomes die set. Now I was asked to show this by Trinity Stamps so that everybody could see exactly how to put these gnomes together. So that's kind of what we're going to do, like a little step by step. And if these gnomes look familiar, if you're familiar with Trinity Stamps, that's because they previously released a springtime gnomes die set. Here's a card made with that. You can see you can put bunny ears on the gnome, have him hold an egg or a flower pot. It's like really super cute. So now they have these oh so spooky gnomes. One is a witch and the other's a ghost. So let's look at all the parts and pieces to make the witch. This little piece right here actually is pieces for both. The bottom part is the smile for the witch. The rest is the face for the ghost. There's also this that makes hands. We'll use parts of this on both as well. And then the hat itself we'll use on both. But here's the hair for the little witch. I think those ponytails are adorable. There's also a spider hanging from a web, which is like, it's the thing that makes it for me to have that cute little detail. So the hat, you'll use both of these two pieces for the witch, but only the top biggest part for the ghost. And there's bows for the ponytails. We have a hat band and buckle for the hat. This piece that looks like a flower pot is actually the dress where it's like all ruffled up onto the floor. These are the arms or sleeves of the dress. And then we have a broom for her to hold. I die cut out 2 layers of the broomstick because it's thin. And there's a teeny tiny piece of the broom right here at the end that you're going to put around like the bristles of the broom, like it's tied together to the stick. And there we go. That's all the pieces. So before I put mine together, you could just, put everything, glue it together. It'll be great. I like to add a little bit of shadowing on mine. I'm going to do that today with Distress Oxide ink. This is Wilted Violet on this like really kind of bright purple cardstock. I love just that shadow on there. These shoes are actually from the springtime Easter. I'm going to add those to my witch. I just like the little shoes on there. All right, then I'm using some peeled paint on my green cardstock to add a really kind of creepy green. And I'll do that on the ponytail, like right where the bow's going to go. So it has a little bit of a shadow. And I think I also added a little bit to, no, that was it. I thought I added some to the face, but so much of the face is covered up. All right, so for the broomstick, I'm using some gathered twigs, which really came out quite dark because I previously used that little brush on black and didn't remove it. We're now going to glue all the things together. So that back part of the hat is where I'm gluing the largest of the 2 ovals that make the face, which is the same ovals you'll use on the ghost. And then on either side of that, I'll put the hair. Now I realized the angle of the hair, if you angle that with the same angle as the hat, then it won't show when you put the largest part on. And then I added the little smile, and now we'll put that largest part of the hat on. I did have to trim off the corners of my hair because I didn't angle it with the angle of the hat, but it worked out in the end. All right, so for all the black that I'm using on the witch, I die cut it from black glitter cardstock because why not? I love glitter paper. I love glitter. I love sparkle and shine. And if you're watching this, chances are you feel the same way. Yeah, we like all those things. All right, so I added the bows to the hair, which is key. That's a key element right there, those little bows. I added the little spider, which is that little touch of love that this needs. And then I'm gluing this onto the dress, and you'll see it looks like a glue mess. That's because I didn't record it the first time I stuck it down, so I just took it off, did it again, just for you. All right, so now you can see I'm adding the largest of the hand pieces to the back of the sleeve, and then the sleeve I'm gluing to the back of the dress. This is the arm that's going to hold the broom. I have the broom touching the hand and the bottom of the dress to really anchor it, secure it, because it is a thin piece. And to the back of that, I added my sturdy layer. You'll see over there on the left, I'll add that to the back when all is said and done. And then make sure you don't forget the teeny tiny piece. But if you lose your teeny tiny piece and teeny tiny pieces make you absolutely crazy, you can just color that in with a marker. But if you like all the pieces to be layered and cardstock, then there you go. All right, so I added another arm on the other side, totally optional. Then I added the second largest hand piece, so it looks like she's holding on to the broom. And the little shoes I am popping up at the bottom of the dress. I also popped up the nose. I like a little bit of dimension on these things, as well as highlights. So now I'm bringing in my Jelly Roll pen in size 8. That's my favorite size for all, you know, like you can use it on most anything. There's also a size 10 that's really good for bigger images and a size 5 that's nice for smaller ones, but 8's a good general one to have. Here's all the ghost pieces. You can see I have that large hat. There's a hat brim. He has a beard. There's a jack-o'-lantern bucket for him to hold, and these two pieces create the sleeves, which I didn't have on the previous screen, so I want to make sure you saw that. And then for the face, I just used some vanilla cardstock, and I'm using some vanilla cream ink to add a little bit of shading to that. And then I'm going to attach the hat right to, or the body part, the body, like the bottom of the ghost, right to the hat. So those little points of the hat are now sticking out. Then I will add the face so it overlaps. It's like half on the body and half on the hat. The nose will get popped up again with a little foam square right at the top. And then the beard, I'm putting a foam square at the bottom of the beard, but gluing down the top part. I wanted it to have a little bit of dimension too, because on a ghost, everything is like white on white on white. So I needed there to be a little bit of dimension to separate those things. Even though I have white glitter paper for most of my ghost, like anything that's the costume, I made white glitter paper. And then for the beard and the hands, I did just white cardstock, and then the face was vanilla. So now you see I'm attaching those sleeves right to those pointy parts of the hat, and that's going to cover up that part of the witch's hat that we don't need for the ghost. And then I added the hands right behind the sleeves. You can really angle those hands up or down, which I do end up doing. Also, with the little face pieces for the ghost, you can change how your ghosts look just by how you add that mouthpiece. You can turn it upside down or right side up, either way, and make it a smile. You can put your eyes closer together and higher up. It just really can change the look of it, and then you could have a few ghosts on one project, which would be really cute. I added the little jack-o'-lantern bucket to his hand. He's really cute. So here's another one that I made. You can see how I change the smile and move the eyes up, and you have a different look altogether. So that's really fun. Okay, the smallest piece on the hand die, I put over the top of his hand here to make it look like he's holding the bucket, so it's not just floating there like you see on the one that's on the left. All right, so there's all my witches, all my ghosts. I think they're really adorable. Now we're going to turn these into cards. So the first card I'm making is going to be an A7 card. It's huge. I love it. It's a 5x7 card front panel. This is a little bit larger than that, and my cardstock is like blackish. So I'm taking black soot distress oxide and a blending buddy brush and adding a dark layer at the top there. So just a little kind of fade to, you know, have a darker top and a lighter bottom, which I think in the end, after die cutting it out with this tree frame, you can barely tell. All right, I am going to ink blend this, and here I'm showing you the colors: Wild Honey, Spiced Marmalade, some Ripe Persimmons, and some Villainous Potion. There it is. Speaking of not turning the camera on, sometimes I like push it and it goes twice and I don't realize that I actually didn't record. But here you can see me kind of going back and blending over the colors. I just started with my lightest at the bottom, which, by the way, I had some yellow already on my blending buddy brush. So that lightest yellow is actually probably like mustard seed or something. So once I had everything blended how I liked, I spritzed it with water, because that's my favorite thing about Distress Oxide ink. So I'm going to do that like 99% of the time I do ink blending. And then I have some Ink on 3 liquid pixie dust I'm adding to a window sheet here. I have one like this. It's just, it's used. It's very well used because I love splatter. So I'm using a scraggly brush, and when I drag that on the edge, it makes a really fine mist of that splatter, which you can really only see when you turn it in the light. It's kind of magical. So now I've added that A7 tree frame, which is also brand new from the latest release at Trinity Stamps, and it makes a fast and easy scene. You could use it for fall, you can use it for spring, you can use it for Halloween, of course. And then for my sentiment, I'm using the new Simply Sentimental Halloween. And oh my word, it has so many different fonts for the word Halloween. And then it has a lot of sub-sentiments that you can put with it, which is so fun. So for my card, you can see me coloring it there. I stamped out the sentiment that says "Scare Up Some Fun." So I'm going to cut that apart. So it's going to now say, scare up some Halloween fun. And then I'll put that around my sentiment. So I've got my purple and green repeated in my sentiment. I just stamped them in black with black ink on white paper so I could color them to really match my little witch. Now you see the bats that I'm adding here? Those are also from the Oh So Spooky Gnome set. I love little extras like that, so I die cut a bunch and just put them in the trees. They're very tone on tone, but they also stand out because of the black glitter paper. So that completes my first card with the witch. I love this larger card, but for my second card, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller in the standard A2 size, and this time you do get to see the ink blending. So we're gonna go with kind of a pastel Halloween look. I love this. It just makes Halloween light and fun. So for the center section there, I used Kitsch Flamingo and my Blending Buddy brush. You can see I have each of my brushes with a clip on them. Those also are in the Trinity stamp shop, so you can assign your brushes to a certain color family, and I love that. I use these brushes for all kinds of ink, like you see with my Distress Oxides here, but I also have a separate set that's for dye-based inks, and they just make quick and easy work of ink blending. If you have not tried them, just get one and try it, and you can decide whether I'm right or wrong that these are the best brushes. They're my favorite. Okay, how about that? They're my favorite. They might be yours too. If you like ink blending and you want like less work and less stress on your hands, try this. They're great for stenciling also. Okay, once I had that ink blended, then I spritzed it with some water and pick up the excess with a paper towel. It was maybe like a little more than I thought I wanted to do. Sometimes that spritzer just gets out of control. But here's my theory about it as I add these adorable candies from the pumpkin candy bucket. So much of your background is going to get covered up when you add all the things. So if you oversplatter, it's not a big deal. Besides, is there a thing as oversplattering? I'm not exactly sure because I love it. But hey, if you don't love splattering, then you just like omit that part, right? Yeah. Do what makes you happy. And splattering makes me happy. All right, so I have a Simply Sentimental die cut Halloween word now because as well as you can stamp out all the sentiments in Simply Sentimental Halloween, the dies to cut out those stamped sentiments have dies to cut out all the words. It's really awesome. So you have choices. You can mix and match your stamping and your die cutting, and I think it's fabulous. Okay, so for this card, I'm stamping 2 sentiments, all willy-nilly. Sometimes I'm just in too much of a hurry, or like my creative mojo is going so fast I can't pause to get out my Misty. So this says no tricks, all treats, right below the word Halloween. I am going to pop up my ghost, and he's going to be all around that candy that looks like it just got thrown up into the air, and then I popped up the word Halloween. Now, I've used a bunch of things from the latest release at Trinity. They have a bunch of new Halloween things. They also have fall things. They have, you might have seen my video with the jar that has the light up fireflies in it. So cute. I'm going to link the new release down below, so if you just wanted to go check out the new release, you can. And then I also have all the things that I used today linked for you, and I just added some shimmer to those candy pieces just to give them a little bit of shine for the background. So there are the 2 Oh So Spooky Gnomes from Trinity Stamps. I think they're darling, and you can really mix and match the pieces from both of those 2 sets and kind of maybe come out with your own kind of gnome creation. I saw one of the Trinity team made one that kind of looks like Santa. So play with it and have fun. I thank you so much for stopping by my channel. It means so much to me that you want to spend time with me and let me create with you. I thank you so much. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these little gnomes because I love chatting with you, and I'll be back again really soon with a new video. Happy stamping! Bye!